Hello, this is News Mongolian MNB World. I'm your host, Jugdir Gambold. With the winter intensifying energy demand in Ulaanbaatar and Mongolia, we are reminding you to conserve electricity by unplugging appliances when idle. This straightforward practice not only saves energy, but also aids in cost management during peak periods. Your cooperation is appreciated during this critical time. And for our top stories. The government introduced a plan to boost winter tourism. This year will be the 112th anniversary of National Liberation and Independence Day in Mongolia. The Mazaalai bear has been declared an animal of national pride. For other news, stay with us. In a bid to elevate its winter tourism sector, the Mongolian government has approved a comprehensive winter tourism development plan. Aligned with the designated years to visit Mongolia from 2023 to 2025, the Ministry of Environment and Tourism crafted the plan to entice more tourists, foster community-based projects, and combat seasonality.
The Cabinet, Ulaanbaatar City governors, and all 21 provinces, along with relevant organizations, are set to kickstart the implementation plan from January 1st to May 1st, 2024. To attract winter enthusiasts, Mongolian Airlines has been mandated to sustain discounts ranging from 25% to 40% on average flight prices. Collaborative efforts with tour operators aim to swiftly organize winter trips and various accommodation facilities, including hotels, tourist camps, resorts, and healthcare centers, will offer substantial fee reductions of up to 50% during the winter season. In tandem with public and winter holidays, Mongolia is set to offer diverse leisure and travel opportunities. The Winter Tourism Development Plan includes a lineup of regular winter sports events, competitions, and cultural festivals. Border tourism routes will be developed alongside national and international sporting activities, including traditional events such as ice knucklebone shooting, archery tournaments, and renowned festivals like the Mungluk, Shakshorok, Silver Rates, Winter Festival, and the Blue Pearl Ice Festival. Other highlights include the Eagle Festival, Camel Polo matches, Reindeer Festival, and the Winter Nomads Tsansar.
This year marks the 112th anniversary of National Liberation and Independence Day in Mongolia. The Proclaim to the Public of Mongolia exhibition has opened to introduce the value of independence to everyone. Historians note that the revolution of 1911 was a rare golden opportunity for every Mongolian.
On December 29, 1911, Mongolia restored its independence after approximately 200 years of Manchu rule through a national movement known as the 1911 Revolution. The Mongolian people enthroned the 8th Bogdjavzan Damhotakht as the theocratic monarch, and the government headed by him, consisting of 5 ministries, was established on that day.
Mongolia is the only entity that successfully gained independence from China, a country with more than 1 billion people. National Liberation and Independence Day holds paramount significance for the nation. If you identify as Mongolian and consider yourself part of the Mongolian nation, this is the most significant and crucial holiday for you.
In the National Library of Mongolia, priceless documents from that era have been preserved in their original form. It is of the utmost importance to exhibit these significant heritage items to the public and promote historical awareness. Every ancient source preserved in the National Library of Mongolia not only fills us with pride for our rich history, but also serves as a historical reference that should be ingrained in our minds as the most significant guide for liberation and independence.
Despite being under the control of the Manchus, the Mongolians had a unifying ideology through their shared practice of Buddhism. With the head of Buddhism being Bogdjavzan Damhotakht, it became possible for Mongolians to unite under a common faith.
бүрэн боломжтой болсон байсан.
National Liberation and Independence Day was celebrated on December 29, 1911. In anticipation of this day, historical photographs, reports, and books of Bogdjavzan Damphotagт, Алтан nobles, as well as religious and political scholars are on display to the public.
The gummy bear, also known as the Mazaalai in Mongolian, was declared a national pride animal by government decree, aligning with the government's initiative to promote tourism during the designated years to visit Mongolia from 2023 through 2025. This decision was prompted by the registration of 52 Mazaalai bears in Mongolia as of last year.
In September of the previous year, on the initiative of the President, a task force was established to develop and implement comprehensive measures for the protection of the Mazaalai bear, recognizing its significance as a symbol of national pride and biodiversity. During the working group's meeting, the national program for the protection of the Mazaalai bear was finally approved. This program includes strategies to address habitat preservation, mitigate human-wildlife conflict, and raise awareness about the endangered status of the Mazaalai. As part of these conservation efforts, discussions were held to designate the 28th of February of every year as Mazaalai Bear Day, with the aim of further emphasizing the importance of protecting and celebrating this unique and endangered species.
Please take a look at current affairs of Mongolia.
Deputy Prime Minister and Chairman of the State Emergency Commission Amar Sakhan briefed the cabinet on winter conditions leading to the extension of the suspension of livestock fodder exports until the end of winter of 2024. A staggering 81% of Mongolia's territory is currently blanketed in snow, with expectations of worsening conditions due to cold temperatures, heavy snowfall, snowstorms, and ice formation. The decision to prolong the suspension aims to address the challenges faced by herders with specific measures outlined by the Minister of Food, Agriculture and Light Industry, the Minister of Environment and Tourism, and provincial governors to mitigate risks and support pastoral communities. As Mongolia takes ambitious strides to become a winter tourism hub, the government remains vigilant in addressing the challenges posed by severe winter conditions, ensuring the well-being of its citizens and preserving its rich nomadic heritage.
Please take a look at currency exchange rates provided by the Mongol Bank. Now here comes foreign news partnered with international news agencies. Artificial intelligence may have been one of the biggest buzzwords of this year. Since the public launch of OpenAI's ChatGPT in November 2022, tech giants have scrambled to release competing generative AI chatbots.
Generative AI has flooded the public consciousness since the release of OpenAI's popular chatbot ChatGPT in November 2022. The chatbot gained a lot of attention from the media and students alike because of its detailed answers, which are nearly impossible to distinguish from human written text. Around the world, universities immediately wondered how to adapt to it. ChatGPT is capable of answering simple questions like who is the president of USA, or even much more complicated essay-style questions with multiple arguments and discourses. Some institutions acted swiftly. Sciences Po Paris, one of France's most prestigious universities, prohibited the use of ChatGPT and all other AI-based tools and warned that anyone found using ChatGPT and other artificial intelligence tools without transparent referencing to produce written or oral work could be banned from Sciences Po and even higher education altogether.
Ça veut dire que les étudiants n'ont pas le droit.
It means that students are not allowed to use ChatGPT to get a grade. That's it. And if they use this artificial intelligence, they break the contract of intellectual honesty because the work is no longer personal work or sourced work.
Ni un travail sourcé.
At Middlesex University in London, Professor Balber Barn, the academic dean of the Faculty of Science and Technology, argued that ChatGPT could be a useful education tool.
It's important that we as academics train our students to understand how to use these tools effectively in a critical way and to recognize their limitations and to really make them part of the armory as opposed to something that universities must reject.
In Denmark, one school embraced generative AI in English language lessons.
I think we're all thinking it's cheating by using it, but I think we're all kind of using it as a thing in class, and then, oh, look at this, it's something new and it can give you all the answers you want in a matter of seconds.
Artificial intelligence is sweeping through the art of world too. Canadian-Chinese artist So Gwen-chun, who uses the pronoun they, is a former researcher at MIT's Media Lab. They started coding at 9 and now painting what they call elaborate doodles with AI-powered robotic arms. They taught software how to interpret their artworks to draw inspiration from its creator.
I like to think that in the system, the robotic unit is aware of my position, of the position of my pen, sometimes my biofeedback. Whatever that input is inherently linked to me and my drawing presence.
In Spain, an artificial intelligence-powered robot dog turned art critic, AICCA, Artificially Intelligent Critical Canine, prints art critiques of artwork. This project pokes fun at the art critique response to cute-obsessed social media and turns art spaces back to experimentation playgrounds. AI can also save lives in hospitals. At Lund University in Sweden, AI is being trialed to help radiologists detect tumors on mammograms. The breast X-ray images are typically reviewed by 2 radiologists to ensure any possible cancers are spotted, what's known as a double reading.
A visually impaired student from a Queensland university is convinced robotic assistance animals are the next big thing. He is developing a machine that could one day guide him in the same way his dog does now.
This is Spot. This robot is now being repurposed by Queensland University of Technology students who are turning it into a robo-guide dog. But there is still quite a bit of work to be done.
Spot is a robot that was designed to work in the oil industry, gas industry, basically to send to places where you wouldn't want to send a human. He's very good in terms of walking straight, but when he turns, because he's rigid, he is very jerky. There are people that want the benefits of a guide dog, but don't want to look after an animal.
As it turns out, Santiago Velasquez uses an actual guide dog to move around, and he is drawing on his personal experience to make the robot dog perform better. This is only the beginning of a plan to ultimately provide choice and accessibility for vision-impaired people, but it's not likely to be an option anytime soon.
It's going to take probably 15 to 20 years before a robot like Spot here could be used as a guide dog.
With robots, you only need to program them once, where teaching a guide dog takes 2 years of hard work. In this facility, more than 60 puppies are bred each year, with only about 40% of them having what it takes to become guide dogs. And training each of them costs 50,000 Australian dollars, equivalent to 32,000 US dollars. But guide dog trainers believe there is limitations to what technology can offer.
Nothing will beat the companionship and the intuition of the dog, for them to be able to forward think, see ahead, make the early movements to guide someone safely.
The next step for the Queensland University of Technology team is to give Spot a head and carry on fine-tuning him. But there is one thing the robot dog will never do: love its master back.
I'm looking back, there's a lot of movement.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a good day.